Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be making French toast, but we're not just making French toast to make it. We're gonna see what bread makes the best French toast. We got brioche, challah, and Texas toast. Of course, diner French toast, you can't go wrong with it. We're gonna use the same custard for all of them. All right, y'all, so we need a couple things to make our French toast. This is gonna be a very rich French toast as well, because I don't wanna just do the standard, but we're gonna be using heavy cream, milk, orange zest, eggs, vanilla beans, a little bit of salt, and of course our bread. So I'm going to show you exactly how much we need, and we're going to get started. All right, this right here is the brioche loaf. So brioche is a rich dough, right? So it's very high in fat, high in sugar. Should have a slightly open crumb compared to the other breads, but we'll go ahead. So this one has a high sugar content, high fat content. Next, we go on to our challah bread, right? This is a braided challah loaf, right? I'm sure you've all tried it, right? But this is also a rich dough. So it has moderate sugar content, but very high in egg. So it's still a rich dough. It's just less sweet than a brioche. But we're gonna see which one makes better, right? Look at this Texas toast. Look at the Texas toast. Look how thick this is. So Texas toast is essentially, you know, it's more of like a white bread. So it's definitely less rich. This bread slice is about 1 inch thick, but this, you'll usually find at diners when you see like the really thick French toast that they have. But what you will notice is basically the less rich it is, usually the better it holds its structure. Brioche, after being soaked in custard, can get really soggy and fall apart. This bread, after being soaked for a while, it's still gonna maintain its structure. So that's something to point out too. We're gonna add our heavy cream. This is 240 grams of heavy cream. We're also gonna do our milk, which is 120 grams of milk. There's our vanilla bean, split it lengthwise. So while this is working, we're just gonna let it gently simmer. I'm gonna add 3 egg yolks. White sugar and brown sugar. 15 grams of brown sugar, 40 grams of white sugar. I actually like doing it half and half, right? So I'm gonna put some into our egg mixture, the majority of it. The rest I'm gonna go ahead and dump into our heavy cream. Mix the eggs with the sugar. So we got our egg mixture here. And while that's going, I'm also gonna add a pinch of salt. All right, y'all. Our cream is ready. And now what we're gonna do is temper the mixture. So the reason you temper is so that the egg doesn't curdle or coagulate. So what you're gonna do is a little bit at a time, you're gonna add some of your hot mixture, mix it. This will bring the temperature up of the eggs. That way it doesn't curdle on you. And we'll do a little bit more. And once you get to a certain point, you can add it all. Dang, I wish y'all could smell this. This smells so, this is so rich. Like, I really wish y'all could smell this. And I think I'm at the point where I can add everything. We got our vanilla bean in there. We can also go in with our orange zest. Anytime you see them black specks of vanilla, you know it's good and you know it's real. All right, yo, so this is gonna cool. I'll put my vanilla bean back in there. It's still gonna infuse. We got our brioche. I'm gonna go ahead and do that first. So we're gonna place it in the custard, flip both sides, and then do our cooling rack. And now I'm gonna do the same with the rest of the breads. Here we go with our challah. Really just needs a couple seconds. Last but not least, our Texas toast. Majority of my custard's already gone. We got our brioche. There's our challah. Looks really soggy. There's our Texas toast. Surprisingly though, the brioche is the firmest one of all right now. But let's go ahead and let's heat up our pan. Remember, we're gonna need some butter. Let's go ahead and let's go on with our brioche. It don't gotta be screaming hot. If you don't watch this or you cook the heat too high, it will burn. I'm doing this on an induction burner, so it's a little bit easier for me to gauge. All right. That's the brioche. And we're gonna go ahead and get our challah bread. We're gonna go ahead and leave our challah bread there and get this nice and golden. But be patient. Always be patient with French toast. You don't want it to be soggy in the middle. French toast on our challah bread. This is our Texas toast. Let's go ahead and flip this. Actually, this is beautiful. Just because it's really thick, I want to make sure we dry out that custard. I'm gonna leave this for like 4 minutes. If you ever find your French toast is a little bit too soggy or whatever for your liking, and you don't want to risk burning it, just get the crust so it's set, and then pop it in the oven for a bit, and that'll dry out everything. Nice low temp to dry out the moisture. Of course, you don't want it too dry, but you also don't want it too soggy either. I hate when I go to restaurants and you cut into the French toast and it's like a pool of milk. All right, y'all, that's the last of the French toast. So we're gonna go ahead, cut into them, and give it a review. All right, y'all, so this is our brioche bread French toast. Looking beautiful, nice and golden. Now we got our French toast on our challah bread. Last but not least, our Texas toast. We're gonna go ahead and try them. Let's see which one's the best. Go ahead and give them a try now, y'all. Let's start with the brioche. This is our brioche, crispy. Let's go ahead and give this a try. This is our brioche. This brioche. It's nice, pillowy. It's nice and moist. I love the orange zest. First off, I love the custard. I love the custard that we made, number one, because that's what you're tasting. But you get the vanilla, the orange zest. It's not too sweet, not overpowering. That was a really good piece of French toast. Now, we're gonna move on to the challah bread. This is the challah bread. It's a little bit flat, all right? But let's go ahead and taste it. Let's see what texture we get. Oh, wow. Dang, it's so tough. This is like a, if you live in California and you ever been to Porto's and you ever had their torrejas, it's their French toast with the fruit. But this is giving me that consistency. It's just a little bit drier. Man, that's different. It's great. Now, y'all find out which one I like better, but last but not least, we got our Texas toast. Standard diner French toast. Let's get into this one. The diner French toast. This one is definitely harder to cut out of the three. All right, y'all, so first off, all three were amazing. And here's my verdict. I'm going with the brioche as the best bread. Why? Because of the structure, because of the way it retains flavor and the moistness without being overly moist. Second up is definitely the challah bread. It's a little bit more moist and kind of melts. It just kind of melts on your palate. That one was really good though. If I was in a restaurant and I was paying, I would pay for the brioche. And with the challah bread, I wouldn't be mad. But I would prefer brioche. Last but not least is the Texas toast. I just felt that first off, it has a great structure. I felt like it didn't really melt. I had to work to eat it. Let me see. See, it's good. It's moist, it's rich, but it's just not doing anything extra. So it's just not doing anything extra. The brioche is definitely the winner, hands down. Challah second, Texas toast number 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. How do you like your French toast? What's better for you? What texture do you like? The custard was amazing. Try the custard, let me know what you think, but the custard was amazing. And then I'm also gonna share some other variations with y'all too. I wanna thank you guys for hanging with me and watching this video. French toast is one of my favorite dishes, but let me tell y'all, if you think I'm wrong, try it for yourself. Now it's like, why, right? The brioche wasn't, even though it's a high sugar bread, it wasn't any sweeter than the challah. It was sweeter than the Texas toast, but it wasn't sweeter than the challah. And challah has way less sugar than brioche. So it's pretty interesting. But make your French toast, serve it with some berries, serve it with some mascarpone or whipped butter, and just bring it to the next level. But if I have friends over and I'm doing a brunch, I'm gonna make the brioche or the challah. And if I don't really like those friends very much, which is crazy to say, they getting that Texas toast. But no, the Texas toast, I don't know. I'm like, do I need to make the bread and then retest? Yeah, hands down, the brioche was the most balanced. The challah was like just a different experience. And the Texas toast was standard. The flavor was there. The flavors, remember we used the custard all across the board. Only thing that's changing is the bread. But thank you guys for hanging with me. I'll see you guys on my next video. Stay locked in.